Welcome back to Let's Automate It. This is a automation channel for non-techies, how to use low-code tools, automation, AI, all these good things in order to make our life simpler, better, faster, more efficient. Today we are going to dive into a component of the workflow that you're seeing right now. This is a fairly sophisticated component, but really what we want to be doing at the end of this workflow, which I'll talk you through in a moment, is be able to post to Facebook and generate content and then automatically post that content to a Facebook page using n8n. So this flow on the screen now, and I'm going to go through this flow in detail in another video. This video today is about how to post to Facebook, how to get those credentials set up so you can post to Facebook, and then once you know how to do that, you can jump into the next video, which will be about this workflow in more detail. But essentially what we've got going on here is we're using a Telegram node. This could be replaced with the Slack, a host of other nodes, but we're basically pasting in a URL here, and then we are scraping that URL using AI to create some social media posts based off that URL that we put in here. That URL may have been a blog post on your website, for example. We're generating images, we're saving it into a no-code database, which is an Airtable alternative. We're sending it back to Telegram to kind of get approval. Is this good enough? Is it not good enough? And if it is approved, the flow continues, and then ultimately we're posting it into Facebook. This flow also posts into LinkedIn, and it also posts into Instagram. But today we're going to be focusing on this little guy, this Facebook node. Let's zoom in on that. And this is what we want to be doing. We are going to be using a credential, and we are going to be posting into Facebook, and we are going to be posting a message, and we're going to be posting potentially an image to go with that message if you want to do it. But today's focus is about getting a credential to work. It looks very simple. All we need to do is get an access token. However, with Facebook, with Meta, getting your hands on this access token is not so simple, but I'm glad to say it has been figured out. I have figured it out, and I want to walk you through today how to get that done. So now we know where we're orientated in terms of our workflow. While we're doing it, we're starting at the end. Let's go and do that. Let's check it out. So I've actually pulled together some notes here. And we're going to work through these notes. How to post to Facebook using n8n. And essentially, we've got three major steps we're going to go through right now. The first is we need to create a Facebook app and grant it the required permissions. So that's an app, not like you would know an app on your phone. It's basically an application that has access to Facebook. So we need to create that app. We'll show you how to do that. Then we need to give that app certain permissions on terms of what it can and can't do on our Facebook page. Then we need to come back and configure the credential inside of n8n so we can get that working. And then we need to configure the actual node inside of n8n. So we're going to go through those phases. So let's work through this step by step. So step number one here, create a Facebook app. So you want to go to developers.facebook.com/apps and create a new app. So let's do that. In fact, I've got that page already set up. So let me actually just do this. All right, and let's get this set up. So I have already hit that link, and it's opened up this page you're seeing on the left-hand side of the screen here. Let's just get us so we've got enough space. And we're going to work through this together, working through these instructions. So the first one we want to do here is create a new app. So we're going to click onto that, create new app. And here we've got the app. Do not add a page at this stage, select other. So I do not want to connect a business portfolio yet. You can read all of this for the interest of speed. I'm going to keep moving through here, but we're not going to connect it to a business portfolio. By the way, Meta for developers, that's where we are here. This is a complicated space. It's outside of the scope of this tutorial on how to set Meta business profiles and such like up. There's lots of information out on the web to go and do that, but we're just going to follow along with the instructions I'm giving you now. And if you need to kind of get some of the background information, if something's not working for you, please, go and search YouTube. There's lots of information about how to configure the Meta business portfolio, business suite. I'm not even sure what this is all about. Anyway, what we're doing right now, we don't want to connect a business profile yet, so we click next. Okay. Select other when asked what your app will do. So what will your app do? We're going to select other here and click next. All right, and choose the app type as business. So let's jump in with that. App type as business, and we click next. All right, now provide a name, contact name, email address, etc. So let's go through this. I'm going to call this tutorial. There's an email address, and we're going to select a business portfolio now. So my business is humanoid.biz. We're all involved in AI and automation in the marketing space. If that interests you, check out our website. But I'm going to select that business portfolio now. Now, it's a good idea. In fact, as far as I understand it, you need to connect your Facebook page. Ultimately, we're going to be posting to a Facebook page. You want your Facebook page to be part of a business portfolio. So go and set that up. Go and Google how to do that if it's not done already. Probably is set up already, but we're just going to select that, and now we're going to create our app, and that's what we've done here. Click create app and enter your Facebook password when prompted to do so. So I will be doing that. And oops, it's busy logging in, as you can see. Give it a couple of moments to finish what it's doing, and now we're actually into the app dashboard, which means we can move on to step 2 here. So let me move this over, get a bit more space. Okay, so from the app dashboard, choose Facebook login for business and click set up. So I'm going to scroll through this. I'm looking, there it is, Facebook login for business, click set up. So we've done that. Okay. And everything's pretty good there. We don't need to do anything more here. Let's double check our instructions. Let's save changes quickly. Okay, now we need to where are we here? Go to app settings, basic, and add in a privacy policy and save changes. So we want to go to app settings, basic. And we've got some details here, and we want to add in a privacy policy. So I've got one for my website. I'm going to do that and click Save Changes again. All right, that's done. Now we want to take the app live using the toggle at the top of the page. So right here at the top of the page here, we're currently in development mode. Let's take it live. I'm going to click on that. I think it takes a little while to react. So let's give it a moment. There we go. We are now live. So step 4, go back to the app dashboard and hover over Tools and select Graph API Explorer. So here's the Tools menu up here, and we're going to hover over Graph API Explorer, and we are going to, we're going to hover over Tools and click Graph API Explorer. We've done that. Now we're actually into a kind of testing interface for the Meta, for the Facebook API. It's called Graph. And we're going to do we need to generate some tokens, grant some permissions here. So let's go through that. Let's keep working through these instructions. In the right-hand menu, select your mobile app under Meta app. So here I've got a couple of these, and here's the one we're working on now. This is our app name. You've just made this app. You'll recognize its name, tutorial. Okay. And under permissions, here we go. Under permissions, select events, group pages, and enable these permissions. So let's do this one by one. So we're under permissions here. So we're going to add permission. We're looking for events, group pages. There it is there. We're going to expand that out. And now we want to enable pages, manage posts. Scroll down, pages, manage posts. And we want to enable business management as well. So we're going to click on that. And there we go. So these are permissions. This is now, we're giving our app that we're creating permission to manage posts on a page, basically. Not entirely sure why we need to do business management. I'll be honest, I find the Meta landscape very confusing. I think a lot of us do. But in my testing, this was needed. Maybe in your testing, you'll find it wasn't needed. But for now, we're going to keep that in place. So that's giving our app permissions. All right, and as I put another step here, add any other desired permissions you might want for your use case. We're just trying to be able to post to Facebook business page here. By the way, you will not be able to post to a personal Facebook profile. The Graph API just does not allow that as far as I'm aware. So this is just to a page. So if you are trying to post to your own profile and you can't, that's why. All right, so now we've done that. Now step 3, let's get the page access token. Under the user or page menu, select get page access token. User or page menu, get page access token. And now it's asking me to log in as Robin Tyndall. That's who I am, that's my name. And we're going to continue. All right, and I am going to be selecting this particular page called Demo Biz. This is what I want to access. So we're going to continue there. And we are going to save. All right, and that is connected. So what we've done now is we've actually given the app permissions to make changes on that page that we just gave permission to, Demo Biz. So the app can now access the Demo Biz page using my user profile, and it has these permissions. So that's what's happened. And you can see here, we did that step. Then we were asked to log into Facebook, what we've done. And I actually added a step here in these instructions. Choose the option to grant access to all current and future pages. In that example that we just went through, I only accessed one page because that's just the one I'm showing on the tutorial. But if you're managing multiple pages, you may want to give access to all of them. After granting permissions, go back to the Graph API Explorer page and you should see an access token in the top right menu. We do. Here is the access token. Great, we have an access token. We're making progress. All right, now we need to test the access token by doing a little adjustment here. So we've got this little command, me/accounts, and we're just going to edit up here, and we're going to test whether this is actually working. So I'm typing in me/accounts, and if I actually hit enter now, it should return all the pages I have access to. So let's hit submit. That hasn't worked. I actually should see access to all the accounts. So let's troubleshoot. So part of these tutorials is as you work through this, you come across challenges. Let's go and figure out what's going on here. So I'm actually just going to generate the access token again. I'm going to continue as Robin Tyndall. And now actually I'm seeing a different interface from what we did before. So opt into current businesses only. So I'm going to opt into my Humanoid Biz account because that is what this account is connected with. Opt into current pages only. Let's see if this works. I don't want access to all of these other ones for the sake of the tutorial. Review what the tutorial is doing. So as you'll see earlier on in the video, we didn't get presented with these screens. So it looks like we needed to do it a second time. Sometimes you've got to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times. And let's see. It's connected up. Now we're back here, we've got a new access token. Let's test again. We've got this command already in here. And let's just double check it's correct. Me accounts plural, yes, submit. All right, this time it has worked. I'm getting data back here. I'm getting some JSON data back and I'm getting access tokens to this page called Demo Biz. And I have an access token here and I actually have a page specific access token right there in the data. So I'm actually going to highlight that and I'm going to copy it. So I'll just put it in my clipboard because we've pretty much finished now with the meta side of it. We have got our access code. We've just got to go now and stick it into n8n. So let's go and do that. Yeah, let's go and do that. And there is another step we'll come back. In fact, no, let's do something else I want to go through here. We're going to scroll past these instructions and we're going to now look at how to extend the lifespan of a Facebook access token. So we have a token at the moment, but it's not going to last very long. I think it lasts a couple of hours, which is not going to be very useful for n8n because we want to be posting to our Facebook page via automation regularly. And if we have to keep coming and refreshing and creating a new access token, it's not really going to work. It kind of defeats the object of automation. So we do want to extend the life of this Facebook token. So I have copied this access token here. You've noticed I've copied the one here in the JSON as opposed to the access token here on the above the blue button here. Let's actually check. I want to see if maybe it's exactly the same token. No, you can actually see if we look at this, it's actually a completely different token. But let's now extend this lifespan. So we're going to hover over tools again and we're going to come to access token debugger. Click into that. I'm going to paste this access token here into the debugger and I'm going to debug. And this is going to give us information. And we can actually see here that this token is going to expire in about an hour's time, which is no good for us. So how do we extend it? Simple. There's a button right here, extend access token. Boom, and we have a new long-lived access token that will expire on September 11th. Oh, interesting. 9/11/2024. That is our access token now. I'm going to copy that and just hit the back button to come back into this app. And let's just pop this in here. Oh, didn't like that. Didn't like that. But I think it's still valid. I think this token is absolutely valid. It should be valid. Let's just go back to our debugger again. We're just going to paste in our new token that we've just extended live token. Oops, notice it has the debug. That's probably why it didn't work. There was a mistake. I copied too much. But let's just debug this here again. And there we can see it's expiring in about 2 months' time, which is a lot longer. You can live with 2 months. You can come back and in 2 months' time and redo it. I have actually been able, on rare occasions, and I'm not quite sure how this works other than repeatedly doing this, I have been able to get an access token to never expire. So let's try that now. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to put this token back in, and I'm going to delete out the debug that's came in. All right, now that's looking better. Let's submit this. Something wasn't great there, but let's stick with this because we know it did work. I'm going to come back into access token debugger. I'm going to pop this back in again. And why am I redoing this? Because just going through this process a couple of times over has sometimes given me a token that would never expire. This one is still expiring in 2 months' time. So let's stick with that. We're going to work with this one at the moment. But you can play with going backwards and forwards on this debugger and seeing if you can't get it to a point of never expiring. But I have that token right now. Let's just go and copy it here and make sure I've got that. And now let's go back over to n8n and configure our credential. So let's go back to n8n. Here we have a credential, and this is the node I have set up already in this workflow. That's working. This is a live workflow. I don't want to mess with that, but I am just going to duplicate this. And let's edit this. So let's create a brand new credential. Oh, actually, I've got a credential called tutorial. Let's just come into that and edit it. Or you could make a new one. I'm pasted in the new access token that we've just created. I'm just going to retry. And I've got connection tested successfully. It looks like we've successfully created a token that's going to last at least 2 months, posted it in here, and we've hit save. Success. So what do we still need to do? We now need to, I'm working in this node, remember, I need to configure this node. So let's have a look here. I've got the credential correct now. Just follow through with this. We're doing a post. We're using the latest API version of Graph API. Now the node is me and the edge is, well, actually I'm going to change the edge. Node and edges, I don't quite understand them, but they're part of the language that Meta Graph API uses. And yeah, I kind of did some reading on it, but as I'm not super techie, and this is a channel for non-techies, so just go with me here. This is how you want to configure it. Put me in there. If you're loading up a photograph to go along with your message, you're going to type photos in here, and then your feed nodes that are coming into this will have a message and a URL for a photograph. And so just to keep this simple, I'm actually not going to put a photograph up here, but all you would need to do to make this work is put in the URL of a photograph, of an image, basically, somewhere on the internet. When we go through this bigger flow, I'll show you how to generate a photograph via API, via AI, how to save it, and do all these good things. But for now, we just want to check if this node is actually working. So I'm going to just change this to feed, which means it's not looking for a URL. And in here, I'm just going to write test. I just want to see if we can post this message. In fact, let's make this a little bit more insightful. This is a post by Auto automation via n8n. So let's see if that posts right now. So we're going to hit test setup. Hold thumbs that this works. Let's see. Aha, we have some issues here. We have a permission issue. So it seems perhaps our tutorial, not our tutorial, seems perhaps when we were debugging that credential, maybe something didn't work. So let's go back and just redo those steps. So, you know, I think a lot of the tutorials you watch online on Facebook, it looks so simple. People just follow through, it just works. But often behind the scenes, you know, people have challenges. So yeah, let's work through these challenges together. Let's try and get this working. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm actually going to separate these tabs. We don't need to be, and here we have, and I'm just going to generate this access token again. So it's for the app tutorial. I like my permissions. I'm just going to generate this access token again. It's going to ask me to go through this reconnection process. All right, it's done that. Here's my little test, me account. Let's submit. Boom, and it's done. Okay, there's our access token. I'm not going to do a life extension on it. We know how to do that already, and we can muck with that. But I'm going to go and grab that token, which I've got now, and that's to access this demo biz site. And let's come back into our n8n. Let's go and edit our credential. Let's go put this new credential in now that has hopefully the correct permissions. We're going to just double check that's working. Yep, connected successfully. And we'll close out of that. And let's have a look at this again. So that's all looking good to me. And let's test this once more. Fantastic, it's worked. ID 35 blah 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 blah. Getting this shows that we have a successful image post. We've been able to successfully post. So let me flip over to that Facebook page, and let's go and look here for demo biz. I think that is the page I just created for this. There we go. And there it is. This post is by automation via n8n. So there we have it. We have successfully posted via n8n. We have successfully posted through to Facebook. So that's it. That's how you do it. It's a little bit of patience, a little bit of troubleshooting. I hope that helps. And if you're interested in more complex automations, I'll be showing you how to make use of this particular feature of being able to post to Facebook and using a more complex n8n automation to generate content via AI, generate images, etc., and post to your Facebook page. Actually, let's do, while we have this, let's just do a little test here. Let's just go to rugby. In South Africa. There's a big rugby game today. So it is on the top of my mind. I'm just doing a Google search for that. Let's go to images, and let's just grab a image here. Visit. What am I doing here? I'm trying to just get I'm going to copy image address. All I wanted was an image address here. So that's done. Let's come back into n8n. And this is a test with me. I'm going to change this to photo. I think that's what I had to change it to. And I'm going to add parameter. This parameter will be URL. And this should work now. I'm just going to pop that URL in here. And let's just check if this will do a photo post, basically an image with a post. Good luck for the rugby today. If this doesn't work, we're not going to go further. I'll tackle this more in our deeper tutorial in our video on how to post via social media. But let's just test if this is working. I hope I've got this correct. If it doesn't work, I think it's because I've got that edge wrong. But let's check this. I'm going to just double check that I've got photos. It must have an S on the end. So let's just put photos there and try again. Taking a bit longer. I always find that a good sign. All right, fantastic. Let's go and have a look at our social media page again. And I think, how do we refresh this? Not quite sure what's happened there. Forgive me. I think this is going beyond. It does show that successful post. I'm just probably not refreshing this page properly. Let's try a refresh on the page. Oh, there it did work. Good luck for the rugby today. And there's the image we just grabbed. So now you know how to use Graph Explorer. You also know how to set up an app using the app interface here under Meta for developers. And you also now know how in social to configure a Facebook node to post to Facebook. Thank you for stumbling through that with me and sharing it live. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and subscribe and like to the channel. And there's lots of good stuff coming. We also have a community called Let's Automate It, where we will be unpacking and sharing sophisticated automations on how you can do these automations. We have the full downloads, we have prompts, we have the JSON for all of these things where you don't have to rebuild them. You can just cut and paste. That's all living in our community at Let's Automate It. Link in the description down below. I hope you found this useful. Fantastic. I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.